Hi, welcome back to our last episode of Sounds and the Chakras, or Chakras. So today we're going to talk about the crown, sometimes known as Sahasrara. It's often located at the top of the head here. And certain cultures would often associate this area with consciousness, awareness in general, also connecting in with the divine, or insert your faith of the great creator, whatever that may be for you. And when people often talk about balancing it or activating it, they can use the tool of sound to do this. Now, I just would like to mention, before we go any further, I personally recommend that you make sure that you are quite grounded before you engage in any practices that are working with any of the chakras, especially the crown. And for reasons I'm sure I don't need to explain, it's just really important that you remain quite grounded, as well as also when you are connecting beyond that which may be considered to be your body. Now, when we're looking at the keys and which one is most associated with the crown, in a lot of Western cultures, they would say that the key of B is associated mostly with the crown. Now, when we're getting into frequencies, hertz in particular, that's the measurement of how fast something is vibrating, the sound that it's creating. So 963 hertz is considered to be the solfeggio tuning that's most associated with the crown chakra. So yes, we've talked about keys, we've talked about tunings. Let's talk a little bit more about some instruments that can help you connect with this space of the crown chakra. Now, the first one I want to mention is singing bowls or crystal bowls. Again, you can get these tuned in B, and you may even be able to get some that are near or on 963 hertz as well. Now, another one, and they're quite simple to use, are tuning forks. So if you look for a solfeggio tuning fork set, and that has the crown chakra, the 963 hertz, then that one can be used to, again, activate or balance the crown chakra. And some other instruments are things like chimes and bells, depending on what they're tuned to, how high of a frequency they are. There's a lot of beautiful wind chimes out there, and very soft sort of meditation bells that you can use as well. And one of the more larger instruments, and probably one of the more expensive instruments to play with, is things like a harp or a piano. Now, if you can play them in a very particular way, something that's quite sort of slow melodies in the upper range, that too can often be associated with this space here. And then last but not least is the instrument that you are born with, your voice, and also chanting. So in Vedic philosophy, the chanting of Om or Am, so O-M or A-U-M, is often associated with the crown chakra. So chanting that repetitively over a series of, could be so many minutes, this also can be activating and or balancing the crown chakra. Now, how do you use these tools? Well, it can be quite a simple approach of creating time and space for you to sit in a quiet space. You can lie down or sit in a comfortable position, and then just play or create these sounds, whether that be with your voice or with other instruments, and just focusing your attention on that top of the head, so just above the head there, and just letting the sound wash over you. Now, if you've got any questions about the crown chakra and sound, welcome to leave that in the comments section, and thank you for tuning in with us.